On a humid Louisiana evening, when the sky is a bruise of deep indigos and stormy grays, the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway stretches before travelers like an endless ribbon of history and mystery. Beneath the weight of a gathering tempest, the road seems to breathe with the quiet murmurs of past sorrows and tender memories, a narrow passage between the known and an elusive beyond, where the mundane and the supernatural entwine. The lush, verdant banks and churning dark waters below set the perfect stage for a tale that has lived on in whispered recollections from one generation to the next. Decades ago, in a town where every face bore traces of old legends, there was a young bride named Evelyn. On a radiant summer day, Evelyn had set out along the very causeway, her heart alight with the promise of eternal love as she journeyed to meet her fiancé. In her eyes shone the hope of countless dawns, and her laughter rang like the sweetest lullaby. Locals recalled her gentle grace and the soft rustle of her lace veil, a symbol of both ephemeral beauty and an unspoken despair that would later come to haunt the souls of those who knew her. But fate, as it so often does in the darkest of tales, chose that day to write a sorrowful verse. The wedding day, filled with joy and anticipation, turned abruptly into a scene from a nightmare. As the sun dipped behind clouds swollen with impending rain, an unforeseen storm burst upon the region. Fierce winds battered the slender concrete span, and flares of lightning illuminated the twisting path. In that fateful hour, as the heavens unleashed their fury, Evelyn's car, once a chariot of love, swerved uncontrollably on the slick, rain-soaked asphalt. With a deafening roar and a final heart-shattering shriek echoing across the dark waters, the vehicle was swallowed by the inky abyss below the causeway. Her dreams, once so vivid, were seemingly lost beneath the raging currents of Lake Pontchartrain. Yet the tragedy did not end with the crash. It is said that on that stormy night, Evelyn's spirit became tethered to the very bridge that had claimed her mortal existence. Now known as the Midnight Lady, her ghost is believed to wander the length of the causeway, caught between the realms of life and death. Locals claim that no matter how many years pass, when the rain lashes the roadway and strong winds sweep from the lake, her spectral figure emerges, a glowing, sorrowful presence in a flowing, tattered white gown that sways with a rhythm older than time itself. One particularly tempestuous night, a solitary traveler embarked on the familiar route, seeking solace in the quiet hum of his car's engine against the relentless patter of rain. The road was deserted, shrouded in an ethereal mist that blurred the line between water and sky. As he navigated a notoriously desolate segment of the causeway, a peculiar chill swept over him. In his rear-view mirror, he noticed a faint glimmer, a woman standing at the edge, her silhouette illuminated sporadically by the car's bright, trembling headlights. In that moment, time itself appeared to slow, every second pregnant with both terror and melancholy. The traveler's heart thundered as he beheld the Midnight Lady. Her eyes, luminous and sorrowful, seemed to carry the weight of lifetimes, silently imploring him with an inexplicable mixture of longing and regret. Slowly, she raised a delicate hand, beckoning him to acknowledge her silent plea. For several breathless minutes, an unspoken communion passed between them, a dialogue of lost hope, fragile dreams, and the inexorable pull of fate. Then, as mysteriously as she had materialized, the figure began to dissolve into the swirling mist, leaving behind only a faint, ghostly whisper, as if reciting a verse of timeless lament. In the days that followed, the traveler found himself haunted not by terror, but by a profound sadness and introspection he could not shake. The encounter with Evelyn's spirit left an indelible mark on his soul, prompting him to seek out the old residents of the nearby towns. An elderly widow, her eyes clouded with memories of her own long-lost love, recounted how the Midnight Lady had visited her during a lull in the autumn winds, her presence a poignant reminder of vows broken and lives interrupted. Others spoke of midnight vigils on the causeway, quiet ceremonies where, in respectful silence, they gathered to pay homage to a spirit caught between a life full of promise and a tragic end that defied natural order. As the years spread out like ripples across a boundless lake, the legend of the Midnight Lady grew. Some say her spirit is not malevolent, but a guardian of lost souls, a silent custodian of the causeway, whose presence offers both warning and consolation. On stormy nights, if one drives slowly enough, it is said that her sorrowful gaze can be seen reflecting the dim glow of streetlights. Sometimes a soft melody is heard over the ambient hum of the engine, a wistful tune that seems to float on the wind, evoking the bittersweet cadence of memories and the impermanence of love. Over time, the spectral bride became a symbol for many. Writers, poets, and musicians found in her tale a wellspring of inspiration, an archetype of beauty marred by tragedy and the ceaseless passage of time. The Midnight Lady's lament evolved into a quiet call to cherish every fleeting moment, reminding those who dare to traverse the long, lonely causeway that life in all its fragile splendor is both a celebration and a tribute to what is forever lost. Even today, when night falls heavy on Lake Pontchartrain, stories of the Midnight Lady ripple out to those who listen. Locals share hushed anecdotes at dimly lit diners and weathered bars, where the clink of old glasses accompanies memories of a spectral bride whose heart still beats in the silence between thunderclaps. For the faithful who believe, every crossing of the causeway is an encounter with the past, a union of souls bound by love, loss, and an inexorable yearning for redemption. In the enduring twilight of that fateful land, the Midnight Lady continues her eternal pilgrimage along the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. Her presence is a testament to the intermingling of beauty and sorrow, a reminder that even in death, love can persist in the most unexpected of places. Each gust of wind, each drop of rain casting shimmering reflections on the wet pavement, is imbued with the quiet, enduring whisper of Evelyn's spirit, a spectral lullaby that urges every wayfarer to remember that every ending is but a prelude to another story. And so, for those who find themselves driving through the inky corridors of stormy nights, beware, pause and listen closely, for in the soft rustling of the wind and the gentle lapping of water against concrete, you might just hear the poignant call of the Midnight Lady, an eternal voice emerging from the depths of tragedy to remind us that every heart, no matter how lost, still seeks the light.